Well, good morning. We are in Ubud Bali and we're out on a nice morning trail, a little bit of coffee here, and just kind of relaxing and enjoying a good walk. This is part of my morning routine, is to get out and have a good walk. We're going to talk about something today that is not always an easy subject, but it's important. We, of course, talk about being motivated, healthy, setting goals for yourself, traveling the world, living a low-cost lifestyle overseas. Something we don't talk about very often is the subject of when do you walk away? When do you quit? You see, we make plans to start things. We make plans to reach goals. But sometimes along the way, we realize something is futile. And when that point comes, we may choose to quit it. We may choose to walk away from it. And that's not an easy decision to make, but it's part of life. And in this video, I'm going to talk about 3 things that I quit and my life is better because of it. What made me reach those points and what they are. We're also going to get ourselves a nice bite to eat. I'm going to take you to a few different places to grab coffee and bites to eat today here in Ubud. Some up here in the beautiful mountains, but some down in the city as well. I'm really enjoying this trip. It's been therapeutic for me, both mentally and physically, to get out and to enjoy Bali on this trip. I think it's going to be part of my year, every year, maybe once, maybe twice a year. I don't know. But I will tell you that this has really been good. And I do recommend that you come and enjoy Bali this year. Make a trip and come and enjoy it, okay? All right, we've got a lot to cover on this video, so let's get going. One of the first things that I quit was working for other people. You see, I had worked for other people most of my life. I was not an entrepreneur. In fact, that's something that I've always admired in other people, is when they have the spirit and the know-how to start their own business. I've always admired that about people because I think it's wonderful and I think it's the way to go. I never did that. I've been working since I was in 5th grade. That's right. And it's always been for other people. I've always had a job. It worked for me. I saved and invested my money. But overall, I got to a point when I realized the money I was making was just going to taxes. It was just going to a high cost of living. I wasn't able to save and invest for my future. Working a job wasn't working for me anymore. And that's probably the biggest rule that I learned about quitting something and walking away. You get to a point where something is not doing anything for you anymore. I looked at all the things that I had, things that I accumulated over the years. I just sold them. I sold them, invested my money, and I left. And that leads me into the next thing that I quit. A beautiful morning walk like this, we have to get ourselves a cup of coffee, of course. This is a really cool little place, Gusti Garden. This is not only a great coffee shop, but it also has a guest house as well. You can look it up online, find out the prices. It's really nice. I'm going to sneak you downstairs to show you the guest house also. So let's grab an iced coffee here, chill out a little bit, and let's also check out downstairs. The second thing that I quit and completely changed in my life was the country I was living in. Let's have a seat and talk about this. This is a great little place. I'm going to show it to you in a moment. It's a cool little organic garden and restaurant. But first, let's talk about why I left my home country. Sometimes when you talk about leaving your home country, there's a belief that it's tied in with some sort of anger or like a hatred for where you grew up. And really, that's not the case. Think about where you're working right now. Think about where you went to school. Think about the changes that you and your family made as you grew up. You may have moved from one area to another. Why did you make those changes? There was a variety of reasons. You saw a better future for yourself was probably the number one. You moved from one area of town to another. You moved from one city or state to another. You changed schools a few times. Adjusted your career. I did the same thing with my country. I saw a better future for myself outside of the US. I saw my opportunities in the US dwindling. I saw myself becoming a second-class citizen in my own country. I saw the justice system turning against me. I saw the system of election and democracy becoming a farce. And I said, I'm not going to just stay and be bitter and allow it to eat at me. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to change my location. I'm going to find a new future for myself in a different location and be happy and be healthy and thrive as an individual. Thrive physically, thrive financially. I look at myself leaving my home country very similar to when the Pilgrims left Europe. They took the best of their culture with them, and they left the worst of their culture behind. And I did the same with my home. I took what worked for me with me, and I left the rest behind and started a new life elsewhere. And I'm glad I did. Again, I came to a point when I realized I had nothing more really to offer it, and it had nothing more to offer me. And that was the point when you realize it's okay to quit, and it's okay to walk away from something. We're stopping here at the Rice Joglo Eco Stay. This is a neat little place. It is an organic farm. They also maintain animals here as well. And in the middle of the farm, they have bungalows where you can stay, but they also have restaurant and coffee shop. And it's just a great spot. I mean, they cook the meals fresh right there for you, and using what they're growing, it's just sourced right there from their organic garden. Thank you so much. Yes. Oh, my word. What an amazing chicken curry they made up for me here. The price is incredible. The ingredients are as fresh as they get. They sit there and cut them up right in front of you. It's wonderful. This is a place really worth stopping in. Like I said, they have bungalows available too, if that's what you're looking for, is kind of a very relaxing place to stay. In fact, along this trail, you find a lot of yoga retreats and things along those lines, guest houses. A good meal in me, and now let's go ahead and get back onto the trail and continue with our conversation. The third thing that I gave up, the third thing I quit to finally succeed and move forward in a healthy retirement and thrive again, I quit blaming myself. You see, there's a difference between taking responsibility and then never letting it go and just letting it eat you alive. You gotta let it go. You're human. You make mistakes. You took accountability. You apologized where necessary. Move on. The last time I checked, you're human just like all the rest of us. We've all done it. We've all made mistakes. We've all said things we shouldn't have said, done things we shouldn't have done. Own up to it, even if you have to just own up to it to yourself, and move on. It's not healthy, and it's not helping you to let it just stick in your mind forever. You think you're the only one? The only one that did that? The only one that said that? Nope. We all did it too. You're not the only one. You still think, nope, you got me wrong. I did something, it's just gonna eat at me forever. Oh, really? Okay, gather around, everyone, gather around. You in the back there, you two, gather around, come on. We got a question we need to ask. So, of the group here, who hasn't made mistakes, things that, you feel bad for and realize were the wrong thing to do? Anyone? Raise a hand here, anyone? A wing, anything? You in the back? You? Oh no, you're just checking your feathers? Okay, sounds good. Anyone? Anyone not make mistakes? And that's why I say the third biggest decision that I made to quit was I quit blaming myself over and over, forever and ever, for things that are done, behind us. Get over them and move forward. Letting go of the past is that first step to being able to build your future. Making plans for the future, it's not going to work if you're still holding on to the past. Arong is a wonderful spot to stop in to get a bite to eat. This place at night gets really busy. So when I came down off the mountain, it was still a little bit early, and I was like, okay, now's my chance to get in here. This place has such fresh, delicious food, and the prices are crazy. I ordered a dish that kind of makes me feel like being back in my home state of Hawaii. Just a nice tuna dish, so delicious. And usually, back home, tuna tartare can be expensive, but here, no. Oh my, thank you.
Yeah. Tuna.
Oh, that's great. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Look at that right there. Oh man, that was good. I really appreciate you spending some time with me today. We got a chance to talk about a subject that is not easy to discuss. The subject of when it's time to quit, when it's time to walk away. And I'm glad that you came with me on this discussion and on this beautiful walk. Look at this. We're way up. We're way up above Ubud, but it's beautiful. It's a little bit cooler up here too, and I like that. We've got a lot more to see of Southeast Asia, and we've got more to see of Bali as well. And I'd like you to come with. Are you interested in learning more about a low-cost lifestyle and retirement, traveling and living overseas? Like and subscribe the video, because that's what we cover here. Okay, I'm gonna continue with my walk, then head back down. I appreciate the time you spent with me. We'll talk again soon. Aloha. Oh, he came up on me right here. Look at this. The mad dog right here. Look at him coming at me. The mad dog. Oh, man. The mad dog on the loose right there. Watching me. You in the back? Are you raising your hand? You just checking your hair? I mean your feathers.